Certainly a tough loss. That's you guys wanted to win that one.
Was.
You want to win every single one of them.
Absolutely.
When you sat back and had a chance at maybe a day afterwards or a Sunday watch the tape, I mean, what was your assessment? The other coach's assessment?
Well, I think obviously Carlsbad's a lot better team than people give them credit for. They're a pretty solid team, and we knew that going in. I said that during the week, but I still felt we're a better team. We just picked a bad game to play our worst game of the year, and Carlsbad they came in and they controlled that clock, and they got first downs and took them 3 downs to get every first down, but they did it, and they burned that clock a little bit. And I thought defensively, I thought our defense played pretty darn tough. They were on the field a lot, and I don't know. I think we had 11 possessions, and we just couldn't perform. And we had some injuries that definitely affected the play calling and the game plan. And we did things that we normally don't do. Kyle missed some footballs throwing the ball. I think everyone as a team, and of course starting with me, we just didn't perform. Period. And bottom line, it comes down to me, and we got to make sure. I got to do whatever I got to do to make sure our kids are prepared to play, and I do my best and try to make sure that is the case. And we just looked flat to me. We came out and it just seemed like everything was flat. I thought the atmosphere, I'm going to say everything around would just seem kind of flat to me. It just wasn't a normal Friday night for Tiger football, and that
Who knows why that was?
It was.
So weird, yeah.
It was, wasn't it? I've had a lot of people, and it was a hard loss. There's no question. That was that loss that definitely hurt hard in the heart, and I feel I know our diehard fans and our diehard Tigers out there, it hurt them too, and I apologize for that too, and I know our kids do, and but the bottom line, it falls back on me, and we got to just perform. We got to perform, and. I thought defense played well. Do I think we shut them out, lights out? No, I don't think that. But I think they caused 2 turnovers. They played well. I thought our kids stepped up, and I thought Jesse stepping in for Isaiah when Isaiah went down with the ankle sprain in that first half. I thought Jesse Trio did a great job too. So I got to give him a little kudos, and he did what we asked of him, and we just we got to play ball. Are we down? No, heck no. We got 2 games left, and we take care of business in the next 2 games. We'll still be district champs, and that's unless Carlsbad wins out, But I don't know if that will happen. I don't know if they do. Hats off to them. Great job for Carlsbad, and but we've just got to win out. And I don't know. We've had 2 really great days of practice. I've been trying to cut reps down. I think on practice you want high intensity practices, but yet you don't want to. I don't know. You don't want to rep kids to death in practice because you don't win. You don't win on practice day. You win on game night, and I want to make sure our reps are quality reps, and make sure our kids' legs are underneath them on Friday night. That way we play fast like we normally do. And I don't know. We just didn't look like the same team to me. I don't know how to explain it. I thought we came out that first drive and dominated. Our game plan worked exactly like we were planning on it. They didn't make no adjustments. It's not like, oh man, they adjusted. Well, no, we had the same game plan the whole time. When we had a couple injuries, we had to change that. But after that first drive, it just seemed like we weren't the same team to me. I don't know. And again.
Well, it seems like, and certainly the passing game, and I know, not having Hunter through most of the second half hurts you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
But it certainly seems like the passing game doesn't have the fluidity that it had earlier on in the season. When you guys see that in the tape, is there anything that stands out to you that maybe? Well,
I think, I say that, Kyle's never going to be perfect on his throws. There's no question about it. But I think everyone's to blame on that. It's hard for me to point out fingers because it's everyone as a whole. We've got to catch every football thrown to us. We had some crucial third down drops. Big third down drops. We catch those third downs, we win that game. That's how big they are. I don't know if people realize that, but, man, those are game-winning third down completions that we have to punt the ball and give the ball back to them. And not necessarily that they scored on over one of those drives, but they darn sure kept the clock for 4 or 5 minutes, and those are huge, huge plays. And then penalties. Can I stress enough on penalties? I've been saying it all darn year. I don't know. I think we had, probably 6 personal fouls. It's just unacceptable. I don't feel three of them were I really don't on film. Three of them were. I'm just going to call it how I see it. They weren't legit. They were bad calls in my opinion. Three of them, and that's a lot of yards right there. That's 15 yards a pop right there. And one of those penalties was a heck of a lot more than that because we'd intercepted the ball and drove down past the 50. That was like a 50-yard penalty, and it was. I thought it was a bad call on their part. They said it was a targeting call, but we were targeting him. The guy was about to tackle our runner. And so, it was targeting. I mean, we're going to make, we block. It's called blocking. And but they threw the flag, and then Sessions ends up running down the field another 25, 30 yards. And they bring it back from that spot, mark off 15. That's a huge penalty. And those, but on the other three, unacceptable. And our kids know that it's not tolerated. And we've got to fix those areas. We can't beat ourselves. We can't give ammo to anyone else to beat us. And we had some holding penalties that cost us. I don't know. They must have played perfect because they didn't have a whole lot of penalties. I don't know what the deal is on that. It seems like everyone we play is perfect on penalties except us. I don't know. It's a tough one, but I have to call it like I see it. It's rough. Yeah. So. And
you were mentioning the defense. I thought defense played well, and
I did.
They were in I thought tough spots a lot because Carlsbad had great field position a lot of the night. I mean,
absolutely.
They were starting on your side of the field.
Yep.
They're right
most of the night.
Field.
Yeah, they did. We were punting a lot down in our red zone. And so a lot of those punts. You punt 45, 50 yards. It's right there at the 50-yard line, and those are hard. Those are really hard. I don't know. We got to get to work, and we got to take care of business this week. And I just hope, I don't know. I hope people come out and support us. There was a lot of people there on Friday night, but not like our normal Friday night, and that was disappointing. And I hope everyone that came out and supported us comes out, and the ones that might have had another excuse couldn't make it, hopefully they come out and support our boys, because this is when we need them the most. This is where we need our Tiger Nation out there. Is this week? This is a big game against Clovis, and we could definitely take care of business and win out. So we'll see.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, I could hear everything that was going on the field from up in the press box. It was so quiet on Friday night. I mean, I could hear the calls. I could hear all kinds of different. It was strange.
It was.
I mean, it's not in no way are we playing blame game or anything like that. No. But it was just weird.
It was everything was flat. It just seemed it was. I had no doubt about it. And hopefully, Friday night we can take care of business no matter what, and that's why I told our kids it's always on us, and we just got to take care of business. And I don't know, we've had, like I said, two of the best days of practice we've had all year, and hopefully that translates right over to our to the game on Friday night. I don't know. Again, I think we have a great game plan going in this week. I strongly feel that, and that we got to stay healthy. Our depth's getting pretty thin, and we got to stay healthy. We got to get through these next two games, and we'll gain some kids back too after that. So, that way we can make a great run for the playoffs, through the playoffs.
Probably a game time decision when it comes to Isaiah and Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely. Game. Yeah. We'll see how they feel. They. Of course, those kids, I can't tell you how tough. They're amazingly tough kids, and when they say they're hurt, they're hurt. They're no messing around. You're not going to pull those kids off the field. So when Hunter came out, I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And I got worried because he never comes out, and so I knew it must have been something serious. And it really actually, thank the Lord, it didn't turn out to be as serious as we thought it would be. So we'll see. I know he's working his butt off to get back on Friday night, and we'll know game day if he's back or not. And the good thing is now, we've been working a lot of other people at that position. You don't train, at least I don't. I don't train 3 deep, 4 deep, and maybe other people say they do. I don't know. That's kudos to them. I don't have enough time in a practice to rep that many people on what we do, and we.
And the two guys that you rep, both
and then the other one besides that was Marcelo, so we lost earlier. So that was a tough one, and our prayers for Marcelo. So if you guys out there, pray for Marcelo today, and he's getting his surgery today, and definitely give a good prayer out for Marcelo, and hope everything goes well.
And you're talking about 2 captains and a senior leader there.
Those are three of our top athletes. I ain't gonna say they're our best athletes because we have some good athletes still on the field, but. you'd have to put him in the top athlete category. Absolutely, there. Isaiah's our defensive leader. Marcelo was our captain. Period. I mean, all around, he's just that kid, unbelievable. And now you're, our offensive man child. Yeah, that's all I could say. I hate to say, but I mean, if we have Hunter in that second half, I think we take care of that game pretty easy because we get some of them yards that we needed and it just and the next thing, poor Brandon, I had to throw Brandon in there to kind of feed him to the wolves. And because he hadn't practiced, he hadn't got any reps of last week on our game plan, so we couldn't really run our game plan. So I was having to run Kyle a lot more, and I wanted to run him. And
just how it worked out. And you know what? Yeah. That's behind it now. You got the 2 games coming up, and that's what you're going to focus on. Obviously, Clovis, very similar to what we always see from Clovis. They're going to be a ball control type team.
Absolutely.
that wants to play good defense.
They spread it out a lot more than they used to, though. They got a lot of, I don't know. They spread it out a lot more, but they're different though. They spread you out to run it. I guess we're the same way. We spread it out. We want to run the ball first always too, but they spread out and they run the ball real well. They got their little running backs pretty good, and as always, they're always going to have that one running back that's pretty good, and they do well for what they do, and they're going to be a lot like Carlsbad. We just got to play better football, and we definitely need to step it up on the offensive side this week. And it was hard. We offensively we've been pretty good all year, and then we just not a good time to throw a bad one out there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and just like last year, you guys are most certainly going to need to make sure that the offense can get some sustained drives out there, so your defense doesn't get left out in the field in the time.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we had 35 snaps last year. 35 snaps the whole game. We usually get that in a quarter, and we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But good thing is we'll be at our house this time, and that play clock will start before 20 seconds have gone by. So, we'll see. And, that will help a little bit. It won't take 40 seconds to run a play, and that will help a little bit.
Yeah, that certainly will make a difference. No, it's not a college game clock. It's a high school game clock. Okay.
Right.
So, and defensively, when you scheme against these guys, does this mean you want to go a little bit bigger on the defensive line, or do you want to stick in your base defense?
No,
I thought you guys stayed in your base.
Yeah, no, we did. I think we'll be in our base most of the time this week too. We're going to change up a few things defensively because we have to. We got to make sure we get after them. We're gonna let kids play pretty aggressive this week. I mean, not that we're never aggressive, but we're gonna make sure it's that way, and by what we're gonna do in our game plan. I don't know. I'm excited about I think our defense is going to be ready to play. I feel pretty good about it. I don't know. The offense just can't punt. We've got to put up some points this week, and I like that our offense. They're not very happy about it, and they're not very happy with their performance, and we'll see what happens.
And I thought the defensive line, especially last week, I thought they played well. I thought you had some guys that made some nice plays.
They played tough. Yeah. They played tough. When you're on the field that much, it's different being on the field offense and defense. When they're on the field that much, trying to fight through blocks and stuff the whole game, they get tired. And I thought they played well too.
Yeah,
I do.
Scotty and Bubba, I thought had a really good game.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I think both those kids have been playing tough all year. They're going to really have to step up this week. They're going to really have to step it up this week, and I'm expecting good things out of them. I think our D line, we have a great rotation there. Coach Madden, I can't say enough about that gentleman. Coach Madden does a great job. He has a good rotation. He knows how to pull players, when to pull them, when not to pull them. He does a really good job, and he has total control on that on the D line, and he does it well. Yeah,
when you got 6 or 7 different guys
making
contributions for you, that makes certainly a big difference for you. And I will mention this again because I think it's worth mentioning. Tiger fans, get out there and support this group. You've been fantastic all season long. We've been praising you all year long because the crowds have been fantastic. This is your last for sure opportunity to get out there and see the Tigers at Tiger Stadium. We're hoping there's a home playoff game in this team's future, but for sure we know this is it's senior night.
It's senior night. That's right. We're going to have our seniors and introduce them and their parents, and because hopefully this isn't our last home game, but right now it is our last home game on the schedule, so we've got to take care of business, and we've got to win our next 2 games. The bottom line, we want to win that district title. That hasn't changed, and we've got to come out and play football Friday night, And I really do. I ask in our community to come out and support us, and not just support us, but get rowdy, get loud, and cheer on our boys, and see what happens.
Yeah, let's make it like the Mayfield game. Have a crowd be that big.
That'd be that. Yeah, it's Clovis. That's it. It's Mayfield and Clovis. Those are two teams that I think have a long history with Alamogordo, and it's Clovis.
Yeah, and this may be the best team you guys have seen all year long. I don't know if the best, but it's
yeah, I don't know. I'd put them right there with Mayfield. I would say pretty close to Mayfield right there. I would. Pretty equal. I don't know who's better on those two, but yeah, pretty close to Mayfield.
All right, Coach. Well, as always, we appreciate your time, and we'll look forward to talking to you again next week, hopefully after a victory.
Yes, thank you.
All right.